Hello, and welcome to my Let's Play of Arx Fatalis. This is a really fantastic RPG in the tradition of Ultima Underworld, made by Arcane Studios. We're going to be playing using the Arx Libertatis mod, Arx Libertatis, however you want to pronounce it. It's basically a mod that allows this game to run on modern operating systems. This was released in 2002, and yeah, it fixes a few bugs as well, so thank you. Arx Libertatis. This is our character creation screen. We're going to be going this character here, and Sandy looks a little bit like Tom Cruise, but as opposed to kind of squashed Dolph Lundgren. Nico Bellic crossed with Pete Postlethwaite maybe? And Satan, I guess. Anyway, these are our stats. Probably self-explanatory to anyone who has any knowledge of RPGs really. We have strength, mental, dexterity and constitution. Now we're going to be going a kind of a spell sword sort of character because I don't really want to go with... normally I like going a thief, but thievery in this game is kind of hit and miss. It can be hard. If you go a dedicated thief you can get some killer backstabs and it can be very hard to find you if you manage to sneak. But there is a spell called invisibility which almost makes it irrelevant, and also we don't want to end up in a situation where we simply can't kill our way through enemies. I want to go a kind of ass kicker type character, just for simplicity's sake. Now as you noticed, you probably noticed as I boosted these skills all raised. Each of these stats governs a number of skills. Now I won't go into a lengthy explanation of these different skills. I might do them as I play through the game as they become relevant. Just know this is an important skill, object knowledge, for reasons I'll go into. This is also an important skill, despite the fact that we're not a thief. This governs lockpicking. And this is an absolutely worthless skill, and we're not even going to be touching it with a 10-foot barge pole, okay? Ranged and sneaking because we're not going to be a thief. So I think that's about it. Okay. And without further ado, we're done. Let's get started. Now, I'm not going to speak over story points unless there's like nothing to speak over. So I'll try not to speak during plot points and dialogue and stuff. Although there's no dialogue at this point. So. And we're naked, apparently. Or almost. And this is Arx Fatalis. Very much an Ultima Underworld sort of modernization. This game does have survival elements, so we'll need to keep ourselves fed. So we'll be needing to look for and pick up lots of food and stuff.
Hey!
We have a neighbour, and he's very badly injured.
Stranger, we have to get out of here.
My memory, it's gone. I remember nothing. Not even my own name. What did I come here to do?
The Gobblers probably crept up on you from behind. Bloody Gobblers. Come on, look around your cell. There has to be a way to get out on your side. I can't do anything on my side.
Okay. Bloody Gobblers. Let's get out. There is a physics system in this game. It's not fantastic. You can use it to solve certain problems and certain puzzles, but
Well done.
it's mostly just kind of gets in the way, really. We have our first weapon, a bone. I have a bone to pick with this goblin. I wonder if we can sneak up on him.
Oi, you!
No, obviously not. As I said, we're not going to be taking sneak because
Die!
I really don't want to be a thief type character. There we go. Easy enough. If we pick up notes and other readables, I won't get into a habit of pausing to sort of stare at it. So if you want to read anything, feel free to pause the video to see notes and stuff.
Just open my cell.
Alright, calm down, bloody hell. We need to pick up lots and lots of food. And bones as well, because we're not going to get a weapon until a little bit later.
Thank you, Amshigar. If you can't remember your name, you better keep this one. It means, he who has no name in a foreign tongue. My name is Koltar, and I was part of the Travelers Guild before I ended up here.
I'm Shigar. Yes, I'll keep this name for now. What is this Guild of Travelers?
Well, you really have lost your memory, haven't you? Our world no longer has a sun to heat it, and outside is nothing more than a huge expanse of ice. Only those who are trained and equipped for extreme conditions are allowed to make the dangerous trek between fortress cities hidden deep in the mountains. These people are the Guild of Travelers.
Right. We shall discuss this later. Now let's get out of here.
I am injured. I won't be able to get through this hole. I'll stay here and wait till you can open the door. Don't worry about me.
Fair enough. Let's get out of here. And down we go. We're now on level 3, I believe. This game does have potion brewing mechanics, so we will be picking up plants and all sorts of other stuff to do that. Here we get to, we get some pants. Pants are good, we don't want to walk around in our underwear for the entire game. Put some pants on. Put the runes away. Now this game has a really cool magic system. It's based on gestures, so for every rune we collect we learn a new gesture. And each rune has a meaning. So in this case we have Am and we have Yok. Am means create and Yok means fire. So we now have Ignite, create fire, basically. Now if you look at the face of the rune, it gives you a hint as to the gesture. So let's try it out. And there we go, fantastic. Such a cool system. Now, also, we can also queue up spells. So if you look down here, you'll see that a little icon has appeared. We can queue up a maximum of 3 spells, or memorize a maximum of 3 spells. It actually makes magic combat feasible, because if we were forced to rely on doing every single spell from scratch every single time, it would just be intolerable. So at the very least we do get the chance to learn or memorize spells in advance, because otherwise it would just be a pain in the arse. Now let's shed some light on the subject. And we have a rat incoming. You may have noticed when we killed the last rat that we picked up some meat. Apparently we ripped the rat's ribs out. You can't eat that meat just by itself because it's raw. You have to cook it first, which we'll find out about in a little moment. First of all, let's take a wee look around. Ugh, spiders. I really don't like the spiders in this game. I'm not normally arachnophobic, but I really can't stand these spiders. I think it's their movements and the sounds. The sounds, because honestly they sound like they're made of clockwork or something. It's really weird. If you listen to them. I mean, that doesn't really sound like an animal. It sounds like it's made of metal or something. It's very odd, but anyway, they're squished now. That's all that matters, that we squish them. And that's about it. Actually, there's a secret wall here.
It's too sturdy for me to break.
If we had a pickaxe, I believe we could break that down. Interesting enough, I never knew that wall was there, so I have no idea what's behind it. I spotted that wall when I was playing through this a little while ago. I've played this game for years, God knows how many times, and that's the first time I've ever seen that wall. Which is why I love this game so much. I can learn new things about it every time I play. It's such a good game. Now, we're going to look at how we cook stuff. Memorize something. So, as I've mentioned before, we can't eat uncooked ribs or fresh fish. We can't eat raw meat, basically. So we have to cook it, and we cook it by dropping it, literally dropping it into the fire, or at least near it. So, as you can see, they're darkening as they cook, which is pretty awesome. There we go. We now have a tasty fish and tasty rat meat. And some mushrooms as well. There's actually, we can actually cook a lot more than just that. We can actually cook things like bread and other things later on when we find some ingredients. So we'll cover that closer to the time. We have a scroll. A scroll of magic missile. So we memorise that. That'll come in handy in a wee minute. This region actually reminds me of the lower levels of Ultimate Underworld. Actually, where you meet the lizard people. It would be really cool if this game had lizard people. If I remember correctly, in Ultimate Underworld, the lizard people had their own language that you had to actually learn to talk to them. There's no lizard people in this, unfortunately. You have well, we'll talk about the races when we get to them. Now, there's actually a secret here. Before we go any further. As I said, there's a physics system and you can kind of pick up and move stuff around. But the only real reason to do that is basically like kind of sort of small puzzles like this. There's not really an awful lot of use for sort of moving stuff like that around. There we go. Apparently, someone built a little office and locked it using 2 pressure pads on the outside of the door. For reasons that escape me, rather than, I don't know, just having a switch. So, what we just picked up there is a lockpick, or a set of tools, as the game calls it, which is basically the same thing. Trying to sneak up on me, eh? It'll go fine as a snack. Tear your ribs out. And that's that. Now let's solve this puzzle. And that's the elevator working, and we just gained a level as well. Now, I think what we should do... boost Constitution. It's going to be a while until we get some decent armor and some decent weaponry, so don't want to be too vulnerable. Boost this up. I want to boost this up to 30 because that will give us the ability to use some really good stuff like Fireball and Heal, among other things. We're not going to get access to them for a little while, but if we boost it up to 30 now, it means we don't have to do it later. So it's 25, then up to 5, then up to 40, and why not? No. As I said, I want to make sure that this character is a card-carrying member of the Ass Kickers Society. I really don't want to end up in a situation where I'm struggling to fight, because there are some like comically tough enemies in this game. Now we find our first half-decent weapon of the game. Rat, die! If you saw that there when I missed the rat and the bone hit the ground and it just destroyed it instantly. That is why we need to get rid of the damn bone as a weapon. We don't get rid of the bone itself, however. Believe it or not, the bone does have a use. It's used as a reagent in a couple of different things, but not for a while. But it's worth hanging on to it at least. Well, I'm an awful hoarder when it comes to these games. I just hoard everything. So I'll probably have to build up a little stash at some point. Anyway. I sense more tasty rat meat. Oops. I wouldn't make a particularly good thief, would I? Couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. Anyway. Now, let's have the first decent fight.
Me bring you back to cell now.
Die, you filthy
I don't think so.
You what fighting about?
Die, you bastard!
I think he just...
Aqua will eat your horn. Always fight like girl goblin.
fun.
Think you can hurt me?
Shagar, we got him!
And with a melodramatic death, he dies.
Just after you went through the hole, I heard a noise. So I hid and waited till the goblin came in. This time I got the drop on him, sneaky bastard.
Good lad. Now, almost there. Reservation. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, we don't go in there for a little while, at least. So, onwards and upwards. And that's more or less the end of the tutorial. We're up to level 2 next. So, I shall see you in the next update. See you then.